Have you ever heard of Broadside Animation Studios? No? Yeah, I figured as much. They're a now defunct company that was founded by a man named Rex Broadside. I actually managed to get a position there. I was excited up until they tossed over a mop and bucket and emotionally fucked me and my hopes for this job right off. And God, that lasted a full month. 30-ish days of straight bullshit. Wake up at 8, arrive at 10, mop till 6, and go home every fucking day. Well, at least for a month. They have a billboard in the foyer. I stopped by one day and noticed something new. They were looking for someone to film a show specifically. It was a show called Living and Laughing. Holy shit. When I saw that sheet of paper, I was so ready to snap my mop over my knee. Finally, I get to contribute. It seemed like a dream come true. And I guess it worked. I sent in a request and we managed to interview. With Rex having passed several years ago, the company was passed down to Mark Newman. Newman was pretty alright. Let me tell you now, talking to him was one hell of an experience. I was talking to him about this position, and Christ, he just rubs me the wrong way. Hey there, Mark. Hello, sport. Sport? Not real professional, but I guess with an animation company, things can be a little less strict. It's about having fun, I suppose. So, do you have any experience handling a camera? Yeah, actually. I've taken some good photography before. Oh, is that so? I don't think it's much different than recording video. Just keep it pointed at the subject. Well, show me what you've got. Mark gestured over to a door to the left of the room. Out stumbled the mascot of the company, Bucky Beaver, or at least a costume version of him. He didn't really talk much, just waving. Mark passed over a camcorder used for the show. He then pointed at the costume. I immediately knew what to do. I held it up over my shoulder and aimed it straight at Bucky. He made some goofy pose, and eventually Mark snapped his fingers. All right, I think that's good enough. You mind if I see what you've recorded? I nodded and passed over the camcorder. He carried it into another room. I assumed he was loading it onto his computer. As later that night, I got a picture in my email inbox. I had been anxiously waiting that whole day, but that email definitely perked me up. You've got the position. Hey there, Jameson. I apologize for the strange interview today, and how I kind of left you in the dark. But after analyzing your footage, it's safe to say that you got the part. Hope to see you in the studio tomorrow, kid. Mark. Anyways, the next day was the first real day I felt happy in a long time. I woke up, basically sprung out of bed, as opposed to my usual dragging my ass out of bed. The studio was a bit different. We stood on the set where the interview had taken place just the other day, but this time it was filled with lighting equipment and everything. God, it was probably the best moment of my life. And it lasted for about an hour before I lost interest. Man, whoever was in the Bucky costume needed to wake the fuck up. It's like they had to reteach that guy how to walk. He kept slurring his lines every take as well. I assumed he was drinking. I was wrong, in what might have been every imaginable way. We didn't get a single shot that day. I woke up the next day and went into work. We got like one good take. Bucky was sober at least, thank God. But that's when the thing happened. I was moving to the side a bit, trying to get a good shot, and I knocked over the lighting equipment. It literally just fell over. It hit Bucky right on the head. He fell beneath it. He was screaming, which was understandable, but it was still in Bucky's voice. Everyone, myself included, panicked, running over to see if he was okay. A thick black liquid poured out from underneath. He began grasping at the big solid head on the costume, and I tried to help him lift it off. Someone else on set grabbed my hand and pulled me back. We didn't speak a word to each other. With someone helping, Bucky managed to get back on his feet. One of the mesh eyes had completely fallen out, and I swear to God, there is not a human in that costume. I mean, it looked like a human, but I couldn't tell. I met with Mark that day, I wanted to talk to him about it to see if he knew anything. There was no way in hell I was going to talk to anyone else because I thought maybe it was just me being paranoid. Mark, sir, I wanted to apologize, first of all, for knocking over the equipment. Yeah, you really should be more careful. Imagine if someone without all that costume padding got hit with that. Yeah, I know that's been lingering in my mind all day. I wanted to ask though, well, what is Bucky? He's a beaver. It's in the name. No, I mean, like, who was wearing the costume? Mark just sighed. Listen, kid, there's no real good way to say what's going on. I'll try my best, though. He reached under his desk and placed a sheet of paper on it. He began to doodle. First, a pudgy, poorly drawn character with a stick figure inside of it. We tried costumes, but we couldn't get things working. He scribbled out the doodle he just made. It was a real mess, if you know what I mean. So we had a large influx of funds, and we decided, what if we tried using them? To solve our little problem. That's when we made our first starling, Bucky. What the hell are you going on about? A starling is, well, a recreation. Specifically, a recreation of Brandon. He used to play Bucky's character before that costume. He sighed. It suffocated him. I don't know how or what we did wrong. Everything was lined up so well. Keep on track. What did you make? Well, we managed to clone Brandon, or at least the spots that mattered. It doesn't have skin. That's what the costumes are used for. Oh my God. Oh wait, you're serious? Yeah, we were hoping for a perfect clone, but this is what we got. It sucks, but it's what we got. I was dumbfounded. I got up and just left the room. I wanted to see for myself. I wandered all over the studio trying to locate Bucky. Eventually, I came across him in the animation department, and I took a step closer. Hey, I'm sorry I knocked that lamp over. He just nodded, crossing his arms goofily. It was hard to take him seriously. I reached my hand out for him to shake. My goal was to feel him. If it's normal, Mark was lying. And if it's not, he was telling the truth. He took a moment and grabbed my hand. Holy shit. It was warm and squishy. It felt disgusting. I tugged a bit, trying to get him to let go. And to make matters worse, I pulled the entire glove off. A pulsating, fleshy, bony hand was underneath, and it twitched and contorted as if the exposure to the air was hurting it. I just darted. I don't know what I was thinking. It sounds stupid, so I never bothered telling anyone. It's just fucked, man. It's so fucked. Who could I tell? I resigned the next day. The company's defunct now, thank Christ, but it does make me wonder what they did with Bucky and the other potential starlings, too. There's no way they're allowed to just wander around, especially in costume.